Hey everybody, welcome to SumItUp. Today we're going to be going over the PPP loan forgiveness and what that means. We've had a lot of clients ask us about what the loan forgiveness actually means in the end.
So like many of my clients, when that money finally got deposited in their bank account, it was an opportunity for them to finally sleep at night, right? 2020 has been awful. The year of COVID has been terrible. It's really hurt a ton of business owners. But this PPP money coming into bank accounts really was kind of one of the bright spots of this year for many business owners.
That's for sure. And I know I've had a lot of clients that were so happy to be able to get that money to keep their businesses running. Now we're going to jump into Jordan Tours again, my fictional business. And so once we received the money, you can see here, $20,150. We enter that in as a loan or liability, as you can see. We received the PPP loan at $20,150. That increased our bank account to $44,299. We then used that money for contract labor and salaries and wages.
And for Jordan Tours, he doesn't have, like many of you, maybe the rent and utilities and other things that were allowed. Jordan Tours, of course, you can see that he just spent the money only on salaries and wages and labor because he didn't have rent and utilities in his company.
Yep.
All right, so many of you, the time has passed. You've spent all the money that you got from the loan, and so many of you are anxious to get that loan forgiven. And so most of you are already working with your accountants, you're already working with the banks to try to get those loans forgiven. Most of my clients had me help them submit the application, but many of you have already submitted that application on your own, which is just fine. It will take a little bit of time for the SBA to actually forgive the loan. In most cases, probably a couple of months. And so in our example with Jordan Tours, we're going to jump ahead and we're going to be really, really optimistic and say that it's going to be forgiven by December 1st. So we've jumped ahead, and you'll see here in the example balance sheet, the beauty for Jordan Tours, they submitted the application, SBA already came back, and they told the bank that the loan was forgiven. And so you can see now that the PPP loan item is now gone to zero. As of right now, on the balance sheet, nothing else has changed. It's exactly like it was the day before, so the balance sheet just shows a zero balance on that liability. And the biggest change, and what all of you are wondering about, is what happened to the bottom line.
So as you can see, our revenue stayed the same across both of these. But the most important thing we notice is down on the net income, we see $14,671 at November, but then in December, we've added that $20,150 to the bottom line because we reduced the salaries and wages and the contract labor with the PPP loan. So that can have potentially a negative effect on our taxes come tax time if we've gotten so much that now we are being taxed on that net income.
So to sum it up, you got the PPP money, you were happy, we fast forward, the loan has now been forgiven. If it's forgiven in 2020, then your bottom line is going to increase. You're going to have more taxable income. If it's not forgiven officially by the end of the year, the change that we've talked about in Jordan's example of Jordan Tours won't happen until 2021. So you'll need to pay attention on the timing of that. But once it is forgiven, remember that you have to plan for the additional taxable income. It's not revenue, but because it reduces the expenses in your business as an offset to the liability being forgiven, the bottom line goes up. So you'll want to work with your accountant, you want to work with your CPA before the end of the year and make sure that you've planned for that properly. If you have any questions about this, feel free to leave a comment. We're happy to get back to you and answer any questions that you have. And until next time, we'll see you later.